Brittany, I wanted to make a little video because just I can't keep texting you like my thoughts and shit and why this whole thing has been so hard to get over and why I want to just talk to you because I need you to know that like you helping me didn't cause me, like you cutting me off wasn't the right thing to like help me make progress, or like you thinking that cutting me off and kicking me from the group was what would drive me towards progress. That's wrong, man. You realize when we first started talking, I was in a hardcore opiate addiction. I had no hope. I wasn't trying to make progress. I wasn't trying to do anything. I was just fucking using every day. And all of that shit stems from an inability to make friends and keep healthy relationships. So when you end up alone, you turn back to drugs every single time. And it's why I loved the kickball team so much. But even before that, the reason why I quit using is because of you. The reason why I sought out therapy is because of you. The reason why I have this path, I took my last Sublocade shot and I'm done. Opiate free. It's because of you. It's because of my relationship with you and how much it meant to me. It was selfish of me to continue drinking and to go back to that. I took you for granted. And I still can't really explain why I did that. I don't know. I think it was my brain talked me into like, oh, you have to drink to be one of the guys to fit in, to like bond with your team, and to like make better friends and to have cool memories with your friends. I didn't know that. I just, I didn't know that. I didn't, I didn't know that that would turn you away from me and like ruin any chance I had of recovering our relationship. I realized that after the night where I lost all my shit and I was really upset, and I kind of made a spectacle of myself and I had to rely on fucking Abby to give me a ride and everything like that. And that's when I talked to my mom on Mother's Day. She was in the hospital and I told her I would stop drinking for good. And I was set on it. And I still haven't. I'm still sober from that. That's why it hurt really bad the way it happened, man. And I know that you know that it hurt. I know that you know that. But when I was sober around the team, I never made a fool of myself. Everybody liked me. That was when that was the moment where I was supposed to build bridges and end the season on a high note and then witness you graduating and being there for you for that. I needed those friends. I needed you as a friend. That's what helps you make progress. That's what helps you make good decisions, is having good, healthy friends. I think I deserved a chance to talk to the team because of how much they meant to me and how much you meant to me. I think I deserved that chance. Because it wasn't good for me. What happened? It wasn't. You think it was. You think like you made this decision and you're like, no, man, it was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible for my mental health. It was horrible for my feeling of self-worth, everything. It's still horrible to this day. It's been over a month, man. I don't think that people hated me. I think everybody loved me, man. I just needed you to say, hey, Justin wants to stay sober and stay on this team. What do you guys think? I didn't do anything bad enough to anyone to warrant being kicked from the team. Nobody wanted me to be kicked from the team. Nobody. And I know that from talking to people. It was a surprise. I know that I overreacted when Freddie removed me from the group chat and I sent everybody a bunch of messages and everything because I was justifiably freaked out. Because that team was all I had, man. That was the thing that kept me going. And I went from like having friends on the team who I talked to every day in text and Instagram and everything to everybody was gone instantly. I didn't beg anyone. I didn't harass anyone. Nobody. The only thing I did is reach out and ask what was going on. That's it. A few people said, look, this drama's too much for me. I'm gonna duck out of this. I can't handle this. And I respected that. I did. The only person who I talked to, like, desperately was you. That's it. I get that it's over now and it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter. But it does, and it still hurts. But mostly it hurts because I lost you. I know that my drinking is fucked. And my behavior when I drink isn't good because my life isn't good. I'm not celebrating anything. There's no reason for me to drink. All I do is I make bad, stupid, impulsive decisions and I spend money. The night with the acid. I swear to God, I didn't think the acid was active. Artem asked me to bring it. And I said, I do have some. I'll bring it next time. He was begging me to give you some, and he was begging me to give Alyssa some. And I said, no, I don't know if it's active. I'm pretty sure it's not. So we each tried 2 tabs, waited an hour, didn't feel anything. I was like, yeah, this shit. So as a joke, I swear to God, you can ask Artem exactly what happened. As a joke, I took 4 more tabs. Fucking acid, stupid. I shouldn't have brought it, okay, in the first place. But I've never had a bad trip before. I've never had one. It's always been fun. As soon as I realized I started tripping, Brett showed up. And I was like, oh fuck, I'm tripping. I don't know how to handle this situation. I need to get out of here because I don't want Brittany. Dude, you were everything to me at that point. And me making a good impression meant everything to me. That's why I brought the acid. Because I thought we would all take it and it would be a fun time. That's my stupid thinking of the way that I used to party and have fun with people. That's just my old thinking. But when I started tripping, I walked away because I didn't want you to be involved in it at all. because boom, you were me. Me making a good impression to you and bonding with you was the whole reason why I was there. It's the whole reason why I was excited about kickball. I don't care about being with you or sleeping with you or any of that shit. I just appreciated what you did for me because you did cause me to make a lot of progress. And I know you think that I didn't and I kept falling in the same patterns and bullshit, and that's not true. That's not. I made a lot of progress. If I would have joined the kickball team when we first met, it would have been a disaster. It would have been a fucking disaster. I had to use opiates every 3 hours. I would have to use. I would have to go. You know. I don't even remember how you got involved with me needing a ride home. I couldn't figure out how to use my phone because I was tripping and I was so drunk. So somebody off the street helped me, and they're like, "What are you doing with your phone?" And I'm like, I'm tripping really hard, and I can't figure out how to get home." And I guess that person called you. And as soon as I realized they called you, I tried to tell them not to because at all costs, I did not want you to fucking be involved and see me tripping. And even then, I thought you might show up and just order me an Uber and it would be embarrassing and that's it. But the way it ended was just so fucking miserably bad and traumatic. And I was so fucking grateful that I got to stay on the kickball team and show you a better side of me. Because it was all about you, man. Because you helped me so much. You think you didn't, or you think I didn't make progress because of you, or like you had to cut me off earlier because you like enabled me? That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. I'm in therapy now. I'm getting off opiates. I'm making more money. You gave me a lot of great advice. And it helped me make a lot of progress. I promise you. And if that didn't happen with Ferdy removing me from the group, we would be cool now. I promise you, because there was no way I was drinking again. There was no fucking way. And you knew that. You knew I wasn't gonna drink again. You, like, so... I should have had a chance to state my case to the team and let them decide, but I was on the outside looking in and it was so fucking scary and traumatic for me. Because I realized that I just lost my whole support group, man. I can't tell my sister any of this shit. I can't. So, I don't think it was right. I don't think it was the right decision. I had a lot of people on that team that loved me, man. And cared about me. And I think they would have loved to see me on the team and getting better and staying sober. So it wasn't right. And I'm still suffering, dude. No, I haven't relapsed. I haven't had a drink. I am in therapy. But it's all really hard because of what happened. It's all really fucking hard. Like, with my mom and everything, I had to lie and tell her that I was doing good because I had to be strong for her, but I wasn't doing good. It's because of this situation. I think about it constantly. constantly. Every time I have a moment where I'm not working or busy or doing something, my mind goes back to that. And it makes me want to fix it. But there's no fixing it, man. And I'm scared that there's no fixing it with you either. I wanted to be a part of your graduation celebration. I wanted to be cool with you when I saw you go to Texas because I know how hard that was for you. I know how much that meant for you. It meant to you. And I know how much you struggled because I was there every step of the way, man. And from the first time I met you, I knew you were going to graduate. When you were worried, all that shit. I knew it. Like, I knew how smart you were. I knew how much you persevered. I mean, you had two great cats. You weren't gonna let them down, that's for sure. And now I'm on the outside completely. And I had just reread the letter that you wrote me, and I get it. I get why you feel that way, but it's not right, man. I made a lot of progress because of you and our friendship. Because my addiction and my anxiety comes from this. It comes from friends. It comes from building lasting relationships. And I don't get out there enough. I don't get out there enough in the world and get a group of friends that I hang out with that accepts me, that loves me, that I like being around, that I'm comfortable around. So I never had a chance to make those mistakes because I had never been out there. But I learned quick. It's not like I was a fucking idiot completely. I learned very quick that I can't drink. I wasn't on too much Adderall or anything and making crazy decisions because of that. I was on the normal amount. When I lost my medication, of course I had a little break. So when I got back on Adderall, I had a little bit more energy and everything like that. And that's probably why I felt like I had to solve the problem between Caleb and the people who were yelling at him. And I was like, look, guys, if we're going to be a good team, we're going to need to have some positive spirit here and no more yelling at each other. I think that would be a good idea if we want to start winning. Let's have a better attitude, okay? Caleb was messing up. Y'all yelled at him. I don't think that was right. So that was stupid of me, but I don't think it should have resulted in me losing the team, getting kicked from the team. It's just the way it happened was just so traumatic. It's just so fucking traumatic, man. Caleb couldn't believe it. He was trying to fix it for me, but he couldn't because he couldn't get in contact with Ferdy at the time. Because he was home and Ferdy wasn't. Ferdy said he didn't want me off the team. He just got pissed and he wanted me out of the group chat, which I understand. I posted too much on that shit. I mess everything up through text because I don't have the judgment to realize. It's like I'm almost like I'm journaling to myself when I text people. You know what I mean? It's a ridiculous thing that I do, and it's something that I'm trying to learn from. But that day, I did not harass or beg anybody except you. Because I knew that you were the one who could save me there. You were the one who could say, look, Justin's my friend. He messed up. He started drinking again. He told me he's sober. If he stays sober, would anybody be opposed to him staying on the team? You know, fuck it. I mean, of course you're not gonna say that. You're pissed at me. I'm fucking being crazy to you. Um, Ferdy overreacted when I did that. You overreacted and thought you were fixing a problem. You didn't want me on the team since the acid incident anyway. But even before the acid incident, you were really, really, like, not sure of me. You didn't invite me. I had to invite myself. And I'm not, like, 100% sure what that was. I think it was maybe because of my behavior drinking before then. Where the one time I asked to, like, stay over your place, which I thought you maybe were like thinking I was trying to hook up with you, which I wasn't, but I apologized for it anyway. Sorry, it's gross. And then, of course, the first night when I just fucking blacked out. Yeah, I'm on baclofen, which is responsible for a lot of my, like, inconsiderate. Look, I didn't do anything crazy or, like, fucking, you know, sexually harass somebody or like get in a fight with somebody or like do something really inappropriate. I took some pictures that most people liked. Kyle didn't like it one time, and so I talked to him about it. He was a man about it. He came to me. Actually, I came to him and I was like, "What? You know?" He's like, "Yeah, you can take pictures of other people, just not me." I was like, "All right, man, sorry." And the next day, I apologized to him again. I was like, "Sorry about the photography," and he was like, "Oh, it's all good, bro." All that shit. And the group chat, somebody, you said somebody was like upset about me posting too much in the group chat. I mean, I'm upset about me posting too much in the group chat, but I didn't post anything inappropriate or mean or like that cringy or anything. I was just trying to make jokes that didn't land. And it was clear that I wasn't the most popular person in the group, so when I would post like, "Hey, you guys want to hang out here or there or whatever," I wouldn't get any fucking little hearts on that or anything. So, you know, it's a little awkward for everybody. But look, I just, I don't want to keep reliving this fucking trauma on a daily basis. I don't. Like, like I said, the root of my addiction is social anxiety and keeping friends. And pushing people away. That's the root of it. So when this happened, it was my worst fear. It's my worst nightmare. And that's the other reason why we were friends for a long time, but we didn't really see each other in person that much. Because guess what? I'm fucking worried about pushing people away or people not liking me in person. So I was really fucking relieved with this group that I was comfortable around everybody and I was friends with everybody. It was, you have no idea how, like, important that was to me and how much it did stabilize me. It did stabilize me. You're right about that. I've been unstable as fuck since this happened. So, Brittany, I just needed you to hear my perspective on this. And you think it was like cutting me off was like, "Oh, this is good for you. You'll realize it in time, you know, once you get perspective on it with some distance and space." No, I still know it wasn't good for me. I still know it was something that's going to be really hard to get back. A friend like you is going to be really hard to get back. It's going to be really hard. And I'm sorry for fucking texting the shit out of you. I am sorry for that. I do that. I ruin stuff through text. Look, if Ferdy removed me from the group and I said nothing to anybody and then just showed up to the game, it would have been fine. You know what I mean? I don't want to ruin anything through text anymore. That's why I'm making a video. I'm sorry about crying, but this is me being as honest and as genuine as I possibly can about the situation. You helped me make progress. In the group, I made progress with everybody. You know how comfortable I was when I showed up to kickball? I was having so much fun, dude. I didn't, like, even showing up sober, I knew everybody. And maybe, like, they would poke fun at me a little bit or whatever, or back and forth, but I was comfortable. I was being myself. I had my personality was coming through. I wasn't being reserved at all. I didn't need alcohol. It was great. It was awesome. You were a little sick of me, but I knew that you would come around in time if you saw me sober enough. I knew it. Like, I wasn't worried about, like, building new bridges or whatever. As long as I stayed sober, I was good. It just took me fucking too long to realize that. And that was selfish. Somehow I forgot that when I apologized to you the first time, the condition that I set forth was the way this isn't going to happen again is I don't drink. When I went to Michaeline's birthday party, I wasn't planning on drinking. It was just like, hey, you want some champagne? I don't want to be, I want to be just like everybody else. Also, fucking A, who doesn't love drinking out with their friends? It makes the night, you know? But it would just happen so fast. And then I was drinking again. But I didn't cross any boundaries. The night with Michaeline was great. It was great. Until the end where she freaked out when I was going to walk to my truck. And I was like, hey, I'm just going to go sleep in my truck. And then I wasn't even drunk. I swear to God, I had 2 mixed drinks, 2 beers that whole night. I was sober by the time it was over. But Michaeline, understandably so, was concerned about maybe I get a DUI and then she feels like it's her fault. So I was like, okay, I'll take an Uber home with you and then I'll come back and get my truck in the morning. Fine. So I tried to calm her down, and look, I didn't do anything bad that night. I did the right thing, and I actually defended her against a few other people and some other shit that happened. Okay? She was very upset when you left and when some other people left because it was her birthday party and she felt abandoned. So I stayed with her the whole time. Okay? I didn't do anything wrong that night. The other nights out drinking, I kind of relied on you for a ride when you were hanging out with Artem at the beach. You know, not great, but I don't think that was that bad. And then, of course, the day where the game's going to start in 10 minutes, I go to start my truck. It doesn't start. Turns out I need a new battery. So I call a Lyft because I don't want to be fucking late because I love you guys. I don't want to show up for the game. The Lyft gets there in like 1 minute. So I'm like in my truck kind of fumbling around. And so I just grab all the shit, shove it in my pockets. And I'm like, all right, well, at least I'm going to be on time to the game. Let's go. I get to the game. And then I'm up to bat. And I have all this shit in my pockets. It's like my medications. I had all my medications in the same bottle just to make it easier or whatever. But that was a result of me really wanting to be on time for a kickball game with the team that I fucking love. Ferdy gave me the sweatshirt that I left at his place at Caleb's birthday. I throw all my shit in the sweatshirt, bundle it up all nice, put it next to one of the benches next to the fence, and I play the kickball game. We have fun, whatever. And because I didn't arrive with the sweatshirt, I didn't think that it was something that I needed to grab to bring with me. You know what I mean? I didn't arrive with the sweatshirt. Ferdy and Caleb brought it because I left it at their house. So in my head, I'm not thinking about like, hey, get everything that you showed up with. So people start to walk to the bar, and I'm fucking stoked to hang out with you guys. That's what it was. So I'm just walking with you guys. I don't want to be having to catch up or anything like that. It's just that was a symptom of me loving you guys, wanting to hang out with you guys. And so, I've had maybe 3-4 beers at this point. I'm not shit faced. It's not like I'm making bad drunk decisions. Although if I was sober, I probably would have remembered the jacket. And also, later on in the night when I was drunker, my emotions went crazy, and that was because of alcohol. So I do understand that that was the last straw for me drinking, which should have happened earlier. I obviously should have realized that after the acid night. But it's just this voice in my head that is like, hey, it was just, it wasn't alcohol, it was the acid. I thought the acid was bunk, it turned out to be real. I mean, it wasn't drinking's fault. You were having fun before you were tripping. Alcohol equals fun. Don't be. So yeah, I walked with you guys to the bar. We're having fun. I was talking to Abby. Me and Abby were cool, dude. That whole day, me and Abby were cool, and it was great. And I was glad to be bonding with her finally. And then I'm like, oh shit, my fucking sweatshirt. I left it at the field. Oh my god. It had only been like 10 minutes, so I was pretty sure it was still gonna be there with all my shit. And she was like, okay, run, go get it, come back. Everything's gonna be fine. You're good. And she was very awesome and reassuring, and like, she was a good friend to me right then. It was great. So I fucking ran back to the field. It's gone. Fucking gone. I had a fresh prescription of gabapentin and Adderall. And I was devastated. I didn't really have the means to recover from something like that. I thought it was like the end of the line, I mean, I was justifiably devastated. Of course, I catastrophized it. It was like my life is over, blah blah blah, which was bad, and that was alcohol related. But I didn't get any sympathy from you. I didn't get any, like, hey, I have ADHD. So do you. You've forgotten shit a bunch of times. You know? I, you're not necessarily super happy with me at that point because apparently Ferdy told you that I bought cocaine, which was true, which Ferdy tried the cocaine, and he was also on MDMA that night. I don't know if you guys knew that, but yeah, he popped a fucking MDMA pill, ecstasy pill, which I didn't tell anybody because it's not my business, okay? But apparently everything gets fucking back to you, which is whatever. That's also a decision that I made drinking, which I wouldn't have normally made. And just another reason why don't drink, you fucking idiot. It's spending money on cocaine that you can't afford. So yeah, the rest of that night goes by, and I'm trying to hide my like depression. I was devastated, and yeah, me and Kyle played skee ball, which was fun. We were trying to beat each other's high score, both going for the 50s, the corner. Definitely bonded good with Kyle that night. Kyle liked me. Not a single person. I would consider everybody in that team a friend before this happened. Everybody. Ferdy and I were always a little weird. Always. From the very beginning. I'm not sure why. Um, I'm not sure why. But Caleb and I were close, man. We were good. We were bros. 100%. I loved Caleb. That's why I wanted to defend him. Anyways, I kind of embarrassed myself that night by acting, by, like you said, catastrophizing and all that shit. Anyways, yeah, that after that night was my firm resolution to stop drinking. The first time when I told you I would stop drinking, I had always planned on drinking again, just like beers and just taking it easy. It's just weird. There's two voices in my head, and one, like, I'm sorry. I am fucking sorry. My our friendship meant everything to me, and I took it for granted. I made you a promise and I broke it, and I really regret that because you know how much I care about you, and I know how much you inspired me to make good changes in my life when I didn't really have anybody else I could talk to like that, Brittany. So the way you talked about it in the letter as it being like you enabling me or something, that's bullshit. You helped me immensely. That's why I wanted to give you a graduation gift, just to show my appreciation. I know at the end of the day you stopped supporting me because I would, kind of made a mess of multiple situations because of alcohol, and not to mention baclofen. Baclofen was a horrible choice too, and it was something that the doctor went for that I was like, oh fuck yes, and it took away my social anxiety, but it made me like manic, and it also, when you combine it with alcohol, it's very bad. That's what led to the blackout with Travis too. It completely took me by surprise, and at the time I didn't realize it was baclofen doing it. And I was also trying to convince myself that it wasn't baclofen because I felt like baclofen, it was almost like Xanax in that it helped the physical anxiety of talking to people that I have. So I didn't want to believe baclofen was the problem, but it totally fucking was. Our relationship and the way you liked me before I was on that medication was completely different than everything that transpired after I started taking it. And after the dosage increased and increased, and of course I took extra before social events. Brittany, I know this is a long fucking video. You don't want to give me the time of day to talk to me about some of the stuff in the letter and some of my feelings about what happened. Because honestly, you don't need me. You've got cooler friends, you've got better friends. You did care about me, and that it touched my heart deeply because I don't want to die. I don't want to die because of addiction. I don't want to die because of, mental anguish. I don't want to die because of loneliness, because I have no friends. And I don't want to lose you permanently. I think In some ways, we have a very similar brain, man. We're kind of shy, sensitive people, ADHD, you know, we love cats, we have kind of the same sense of humor. We like have this like problem solving mindset, kind of analytical mindset. We're cute people who love animals. You know, both skinny white people. I don't know, man. Brittany, I need people like you in my life if I'm gonna have a chance. And I know you don't. I know you don't really want it. Anymore just because of I when it comes to substance abuse and drinking and shit like that, I am selfish. I am. It's about my ego, it's about wanting to be cool, it's about wanting to be come off as like not being a loser, it's about wanting to fit in for myself. But with you, I mean, I would take a bullet for you, man. And look, I'm on antidepressants and Suboxone is still in my blood. I don't really get horny anymore, so I'm not doing this to get with you or anything like that. I'm doing this because I know it would be beneficial for both of us to be friends. I know it. You can come to me with anything, and I understand you because we have the same personality, man. We do. And even though my life isn't great and I make a lot of mistakes, I am fucking smart. And I do give good advice, even though I don't fucking follow it myself. So I want to be someone that you can come to and that you can trust. I've never talked shit about you. I've never told anybody anything about you that you told me in confidence. Ever. I know you told some people that I was in love with you and stuff like that. Dude, I don't care. That's fine. Let them think that. But I just need some sort of. I don't know. I just need something from you, man. Because I keep reliving this trauma over and over every single day. And I know what's in my heart for you. And it just hurts that, it's just like, oh no, no, not like the way you view me is like, oh, like that's not, I'm sorry, it's not what I meant to have happen. It's not what I meant to have go wrong. It's like the acid thing was not what I meant that night. And like, I try and explain that to you. It's not what I meant to like go wrong that night. It's the last thing that I wanted to fucking happen. Like the thing that happened with that was, it could not have gone worse. And I'm sorry. I'm fucking sorry. Because I know that your med school friends meant a lot to you. Just because I know how it feels when you have people you look up to and you want to make a good impression and you want to be friends with them. It's important to people like you and me. It's fucking everything. So if I had a friend and I was hanging out with you and he made a fool of himself And I'm like, yeah, sorry, this is my friend. I shouldn't have brought him. Sorry. Fuck. Let me get him out of here. Just forget about it. I probably wouldn't want to talk to him ever again either, because it messed up my chances of becoming friends with you. So I completely see it. I mean, that shit. That's the first time I've thought of it like that. Jesus Christ. I told you I didn't want to embarrass you. And then I end up doing it. It's unfathomable. It doesn't make any sense. Like how I managed to fuck that up so completely and so badly in the opposite direction that I fucking wanted. And I think that's baclofen combined with alcohol, causing me to make insane decisions. And I hope that it goes good with this new social group. But we just played our last kickball game. It was fun. And, you know, I made a good impression. I was sober. Everything was good with those guys. Um, but it they don't mean as much to me as you do, or Free Britney did. Free Britney was like it was such a cool thing that happened in my life when we won those two games, and like from that moment on, there was a lot of sentimental, like emotional attachment value for me there because it was a social thing that I suck at historically that went well, and I did well. I was so fucking happy how that night went. Brittany, if I run out of friends or I keep doing this, I'm gonna go right back to using. I love you. I do. I love you as a person and what you've done for me and the way you bonded with me and the way I bonded with you. It was fucking awesome. It was awesome and it was wholesome and it was a great thing that happened in my life, and I don't want it to die because when you were in my life, I had hope and I wanted to better myself. So you cutting me out or like for my own benefit, that's not true. That's not true. I've been so shitty since this happened. Like shitty. Like I suck at work. I don't even really want to eat. I can't sleep. Every time I approach somebody new to like talk to them, I'm like, are they gonna fucking hate me eventually? It's just like a traumatic thing that is buried deep. And I don't want it to stay like that. I can't have it stay like that. I can't. It's just too much. Not again. No, not with you. You're so awesome. You're such a positive good force in my life. So I mean, if you watch this whole thing, God bless you because um, it was a lot. But and it's also listening to fucking me, which who wants to do that, right? And what is it, like 3 a.m.? Anyways, yeah, I got a lot of love for you, and I hope eventually you'll kind of see me differently, and we can go back to being friends again. So please reach out. Thanks. Just please reach out. I'm gonna stop trying to talk to you because it's freaking you out, and but it's very hard for me to stop talking to you and reaching out and saying shit. I don't know why. It's because it's unresolved feelings for me. I never got to tell you how I felt or like my side. I never got to convey that emotionally, until like this video, which fucking, if you watch this far, bless your heart and soul. Love you, Brit. Please. I love you, Brittany. Friendship wise. So, um, please just reach out to me and let me know if you watched it and what you think.